Good morning, everyone. It is Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the severe weather threat that's going to be coming into next week. And this will bring a lot of things. I think we'll see the threat for tornadoes, damaging winds, and maybe even large hail. We'll have to see on how these things play out. But the reason why we're going to talk about this today is because of the Cape, okay? Cape seems to be very extreme by this point, and we'll talk about that as we head throughout the video. But first of all, let's go ahead and start off with the Cape, okay? If we look at the Cape with the GFS small, I probably said this during one of the last videos or one of the last severe weather events, but I know the GFS small isn't a great model to rely on Cape, but it actually can do a pretty good job. I mean, meteorologists still rely on the GFS model for some Cape, and hopefully it is getting better at figuring out the Cape. But for right now, as you guys can see, no Cape at all across this area, but as we continue to take this forward, we'll start to see a little bit of increasing Cape, I think. Am I on the right thing, though? Oh yeah, I actually wasn't on the right thing. I apologize for that, but this is going to be the Cape now, okay? And as you see, as we head into Thursday, we'll start to see some increasing Cape across portions here in Missouri. And wow, that actually kind of estimates to 1,000 joules per kilogram, at least very close to 1,000. So that will be pretty interesting to see right there if we do see 800 joules per kilogram. And wow, I just found an area of 800 right there. So, I mean, Thursday could be very stormy for portions here of southeast Missouri. But as we continue to take this forward, that will head out pretty quickly. But then we start to see more Cape moving through as we head into Tuesday next week. And look what happens. Boom, 1,000 joules per kilogram across Indiana and western Kentucky and portions here of southern Illinois. But look at that, guys. Even another area could see 1,000 joules per kilogram of Cape. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. And the GFS small could be bullish. At least there's a chance it's trying to be bullish, but I don't think so. I think it's trying to figure out how the severe weather threat could play out as we head into next week. And look at that increasing Cape as we do head into Tuesday. So I mean that is really big, guys. That is a lot of Cape right there for thunderstorms. So wow. So from Indiana back to southern Illinois, western Kentucky, back to western Tennessee, and into portions there of the deep south could get a really big severe weather event as we head into next week. And let's go ahead and move to a different area. I wanted to move to the southeast so I could show you guys this, and yeah, actually right. So southeast is getting quite a bit of this Cape. But if we head back one, doesn't show nearly any Cape, but I mean, isolated areas of around 1,000 joules per kilogram could be possible, which even might make this whole area see a severe weather threat. So, I mean, this is going to be really interesting to find out as we head into next week. But let's move back to the Midwest, and I think the area that's gonna have to be weather aware as we do head into let's see, it was Tuesday, as we do head into Tuesday next week. And as you guys can see, this area right here will have to be on high alert for some potential severe weather as we head into next week. So pretty much this whole area right here that's seeing around 1,000 joules per kilogram across this area will have to be watched closely. But we're even seeing some Cape back into parts of Ohio. So let's go ahead and go back on this, and as you see, still continues. So I mean, our severe weather threat could also be kind of like heading into Ohio too as well, because I mean, Jeff Esmall showing some pretty good Cape right there, like I said. And if we had one more move out, and as you see, just wants to show a bunch of Cape right there. So we could have two isolated severe weather threats. We could have the significant severe weather threat, which could be an enhanced risk right here across portions here of Indiana, heading back into parts of the deep south. And then we could have a slight risk here for portions here of Ohio. So I think this is going to be really interesting, like I said, as we head into next week. But Ohio could see its own severe weather because, I mean, mean, we are seeing enough Cape there for severe weather. As you see, 800 joules per kilogram is plenty for severe weather. So, I mean, this could be really interesting, guys, and again, this could be really interesting to find out and see as we do head into Tuesday next week. So we'll have to figure this out, guys, but for the most part, looking like we will definitely see some in the way of severe weather. I think we'll definitely see a marginal risk as we head into next week, but this is definitely going to have to be something that we do really need to watch as we head into next week. So make sure you are on high alert for a possible significant severe weather event as we head into next week. Now, there was another model that I wanted to take a look at. This is the GEFS model, and as you guys can see, for the Cape, we're going to go to the, let's actually go to the Supercell Composite with this one, or even the Max Supercell Composite, and wow, guys, that's a lot of Supercell Composite right there. The red and the purple could indicate a high risk for severe weather, which I don't think we'll see, especially because it's rare. At least a high risk of severe weather is rare, but I mean, if we see this will be crazy, guys. But I think if we do see a high risk for severe weather, we're going to have more Cape, which means it will have to go up to 2,000 joules per kilogram. We'll have to have a little bit more wind shear. I think the dew points are okay. We might want a little bit higher dew points, but they're okay where they are. And then we might want a little bit more in the way of moisture to work with it, which is dew points, but I still think we will need some more Cape to use too as well. So, but for this one, this isn't the Max, this is the MEME Supercell Composite, which means this is what it expects. So not the highest composite that it could be, but the thing that this model does expect. And I see a bunch of green and yellow showing up, which could definitely indicate for some possible supercell development. So we'll have to watch closely. So pretty interesting to see this model kind of put out some pretty good things right there. And now let's go ahead and look at the chance of Cape, okay, or 1,000 joules per kilogram. And as you guys can see, actually not looking too bad. And as you see, it actually is showing at least a 10 or about 10% chance of severe weather across this area. Not like a severe weather threat, but definitely will be an area that we do need to watch. So I think that what it's trying to do is it's trying to show the probability of 1,000 joules per kilogram, and I think they're saying there's a 10% chance of severe weather. So that will be something that we do need to watch very closely, okay? So I would definitely watch this area very closely if I were you. But let's go ahead and go to the GEM model. Or let's go to the GEM or GDPS model. Let's see what that one wants to show. And that one also wants to show some Cape moving through some of these areas, as you can see. And it actually wants to show more in the way of Cape up here to the north across places like Fort Wayne, South Bend, heading into Indianapolis. But I don't think this is a really good model to rely on Cape, just because it also doesn't have all regions to use, because I wish I could go into the Midwest, but it only does these 3 areas for some reason. So I mean, I probably wouldn't go with this model if I were you. But yeah, I mean, I think we will definitely be seeing quite a bit of Cape, guys, because you guys can see, definitely looking like Cape that would definitely be pretty high. And yeah, so we'll have to really watch closely. And as you see, actually still continues to show some pretty good Cape. And did the GFS model just change? Because you see, it actually isn't showing as much, I don't think. But let's go ahead and go back, and let's go ahead and zoom into the Midwest. And this wasn't right. We need the Midwest, not Northern Illinois, but the Midwest. And are we on the right thing? Yep, we're on Surface Base Cape. I just wanted to go ahead and check out the Cape one more time. and it actually did change. I think it actually doesn't show nearly as much cape anymore. That was interesting to see right there, but I still do think there's a chance that the GFS model chooses to go back to some pretty good cape. But as you see, actually still showing some pretty good cape, guys. I mean, 900 joules per kilogram is still enough to cause some pretty good impact. So even though, I'm just going to say, even though it changed, I think there could still be some pretty good impacts, guys. So we'll have to watch very closely, okay? We're still watching closely, but still showing 1,000 joules per kilogram. So like I said, there's going to be the potential for 1,000 joules per kilogram as we head into next week. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. We're still watching for the severe weather event because, I mean, still have lots of uncertainty. That's a problem right there. Still lots of uncertainty. And we also still need to watch closely for some pretty good cape to come, which means we gotta wait for the other models to start showing cape. And I'm not gonna say that they can show cape because most of the models only had about 84 hours out, so we gotta kind of wait until about Monday next week to get a good idea of how this could play out. But for the most part, looking like we could see a severe weather event next year, so this will be, or I mean next week, so this will definitely be something to keep an eye on. So again, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will do one tomorrow.